Mac, just what are your thoughts heading into a big series against undefeated opponent this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a really good team. Really started the year strong, but I think we're kind of up for it, and we're looking forward to this weekend.
What things do you guys need to do against them to have success?
Yeah, obviously they're a really offensive team, which I think we are too. But yeah, we just kind of have to play a strong defensive game, and I think just score on our opportunities.
What do you expect the building to be like for a big rivalry series?
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be like it is every weekend. Probably sold out, I'm guessing, and yeah, just really looking forward to getting back in front of our fans.
What did you like about last weekend?
Yeah, I thought we had a really good response after that Cornell weekend. I thought our offense picked up, and we didn't let up a 5-on-5 goal, which I think is important going to this weekend.
Kind of going off of that, how crucial was it to get that momentum coming into this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's good to get back on the winning track a little bit, and I think it's just kind of momentum we can use for this weekend against Denver.
We've talked a few times about this over the course of the season already. How important is it to get a good start in both games against a team like Denver?
Yeah, it's super important getting that first goal, which we got both in Duluth. So I think that's really key, especially in front of this building, and get the fans into it.
Power play also got back on track last week. Denver's also just as good as you guys are. What are your thoughts on special teams?
Yeah, it's important. I think it's whoever wins kind of the special teams battle normally wins the game. So I think we'll be dialed in on the power play and PK this weekend.
What was the difference on your power play last weekend that allowed some more goals to fall?
Yeah, I thought we just kind of moved the puck well, and I think we just kind of executed on our opportunities, which is obviously the biggest thing on the power play.
Obviously, your first year up here, but last year's team had some success against Denver. Is there kind of a feeling in the locker room that having that success last year is kind of going to feed into the series this weekend?
Yeah, I think some of the older guys have talked about kind of the rivalry with Denver, and our coaching staff has kind of done a good job of preparing us this week.
For Mac? Perfect. Thanks, Mac. Yes. Rich.
Jake, what are your thoughts playing in a big series like this?
It's exciting, big rivalry weekend, and it's always just fun. We know that they're going to bring the best out of us, and we're going to need to play really good hockey games to win some games, and it's exciting.
How about going in against an opponent that's on such a long winning streak? What are your thoughts seeing a team that has had a lot of success early this season?
Yeah, I mean, they're a really good team. They have a lot of guys that came back from a winning team last year, and I think it's going to go to show that we need to play a really hard style to play against them, and that's what's going to give us success.
Yeah, you guys have had success against them last year. What did you think you did in those games to have success?
Yeah, I feel like just trying to make it difficult on them. Like, they're a high offense, high-paced team, so if we can work hard to kind of try to take pucks away, that'll kind of feed into our offense, and just trying to be physical and playing hard hockey.
This offseason, did you do anything different this offseason? What was it like for you?
Yeah, I think just trying to dial in nutrition and like things that I feel like I never really took that serious until we have John Fitzgerald, Mark Pullman, a lot of guys that really take a lot of focus into that stuff and things that I've never really even thought about. So just trying to focus on that and just trying to maybe add a quicker first step, just little things like that. I mean, I think that's kind of helped me a little bit to start the year.
What is it like to get off to a fast start for you?
It gives me confidence for sure. I'm feeling confident. I feel healthy in a good spot, and that's exciting for me to kind of just keep going.
Are you doing anything different on faceoffs?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just a confidence thing. Again, like I say, if you have a mindset that you think you're going to win going into there and just trying to be strong, and I think just having a mindset too, I'm just trying to think that never take a faceoff off, just try to make it hard on them. Even if I'm not winning, I want to make it hard on them, even if I'm not winning, like I said. So just trying to take every face-off like it's a really important one.
I know you guys often get a lot of difficult matchups against other teams' top lines, but this year you and Louis have scored quite a bit too. What is the balance like, both trying to shut down an opposing top line and also chipping in offensively?
Yeah, I think we always talk about just the best defense is offense. So if we're creating and just making it hard on other top lines, making them defend, that means we don't have to defend as much. So just trying to be hard, and if we can create offense, I know we can. So.
How much are you helping the young guys, you and the other leaders, helping the young guys prepare for a series like this one against Denver?
Yeah, we talk to them a lot. We try to let them know what it's going to be like. Everything's amplified. The crowd's a little more into it, and just everything's a little more on edge. So just trying to not get too riled up, but control your emotions, and that'll help you out.
Especially after that Cornell series, getting the sweep against Duluth, how crucial was it to bring momentum into this weekend?
Yeah, I think it just shows we're a really good team. I mean, we faced a little adversity in Cornell, and I thought we responded in a good way. And I think that's exciting for us to go in against Denver. That's a really good team.
And getting a fast start, how important is that, especially this weekend?
It's really important. It's to try and get the first goal and start on time. We've been talking a lot about playing a full 60 minutes, and the start is some of the most important minutes of that game.
Jake, how do you feel your game has developed from freshman year till right now?
I feel like it's changed a lot. I think freshman year, I was kind of asked to do some different stuff. I was kind of half on the power play. I was playing more like offensive like minutes. And then last year was a little more shut down, just really focused on PK. And now I'm kind of asked to maybe do a little bit of both. So I think just each year has kind of been different. I'm trying to just embrace each role. So I like where my game's at, and I'm excited to just keep going.
Thanks, Jake.
Sweet, thank you.
She did not. I don't follow her.
No, I just thought it was on Twitter.
I don't follow her either. Just shows up. Pops up like a he used to. Did it include like keeping care of your tattoo?
No, it was the story of how she wants some of it. She broke it down for all of us. Yeah, I was put 4 texts the last 2 days. You can see it.
Where's she working? She's at the biz trip.
Oh, she's trying right now since I don't follow her. I can't see it.
Yeah. She did you follow her or something like that?
She's a big deal, so she's proud of it.
She couldn't handle the.
What would you?
This is
you're
what I
a
was
big deal,
talking
you're not
about.
private. What do you do?
She gained a lot of followers just
Yeah.
from that.
How many did she have?
Back to my roots. All right.
What's she have? 800 and
Yeah, she did not have that many before.
Yeah, no, she didn't. Okay, what did it say?
Good for her. Back to her roots, man.
Oh, there you go.
She's the greatest basketball mind for her generation.
I mean this in
She's
the
the
nicest way. I did
greatest
not know she didn't do anything with UND basketball.
That's where I met her, I think. Post game.
Yeah, she 1,000%. Like that was like the first thing I heard about. Because that's why she loved Mal so much. And Mal remembered her last night. She went to Mal.
Oh.
Yeah. Mal asked her what she was doing.
Did you go to Bismarck last night?
Oh no,
How did you know that?
because she texted me.
Of course.
Duh.
Greatest sport
Did I
of our
respond?
generation.
No.
People to people.
Start
Yeah, been away from the Ralph for a couple weeks here right now, a couple road trips, and now we're back at the Ralph playing against Denver and an NCHC rival here in our second weekend into the NCHC schedule here. So looking forward to the weekend. With that, open up for questions.
Can you think back to last year on what you guys did well against them? You guys took 10 to 12. What did you do that allowed you to have success against them?
Yeah, I think we played a physical, hard game. Our play away from the puck, I think we checked extremely well. That's a very good offensive team over there. They have a lot of depth on that side of it. And, I know we started the series in Denver, won, and then went to overtime and lost in overtime, and then we won both games here. But, collectively through the 4 games, I thought we played a consistent brand of hockey. Specialty teams were a big factor. But our play away from the puck, making it a tight checking game. And, we always talk about checking to score, like at the end of the day of making sure that, earning the right to get the puck and then and when you have the puck, finishing plays. So playing away from the puck and tight checking game and not giving them time and space.
I know they have some different players, but what have you seen from watching them so far this year?
Yeah, like I said, I think they have depth as well in their group. On the forward side of it, back end, they have a goaltender, Matt Davis, who is a very good goaltender, but he can play the puck as well. Like at the end of the day, his puck touches are really good. He's like a third defenseman back there, and you're going to have to make sure that the puck's not in his hands going back there. But at the end of the day, 2 very good teams that are going to play a high brand of NCHC hockey this weekend.
What are you seeing from Jake Schmaltz early this season that you like?
Yeah, just elevating his game in all different regards. Power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5, stronger player. His resiliency and his stamina, and he's called upon a lot of things, winning face-offs, playing all situations, but just a stronger player this year, and obviously it's benefited us as a program here having him step up like that. Him and Louis Jamernik actually, and he's done a great job there. So I think he felt it last year as far as especially the offensive production or lack thereof, and what he needed to do to get stronger and better. And you know what, he's been really good for us so far.
Yeah, usually Louis and Jake have been playing a defensive role against some top teams, but Louis is your leading scorer right now, and Jake's not super far behind. Does that surprise you to see what they've produced offensively this year?
I wouldn't say surprised. I think it goes into their character. They're both seniors this year. They're leaders on our team. We do have young players in our lineup, right? And I think it's a situation where these guys know that, in order for us to have success, you have to lead from the front. And these guys are taking it in their hands to show the way for our younger guys here a little bit. We always knew they have offense in their game, but I think this year in particular, knowing that we have some younger forwards in our group here, it's their way of saying, hey, this is how we do it, and they're taking advantage of it, and now our younger guys are going to grow into that.
Is there any chance you get anyone back who was out last weekend?
Nope. Everybody that was out of the lineup last weekend will not be in the lineup this weekend.
A little bit about Louis and Jake being leaders on this team. This whole leadership group, how valuable are they to help the younger guys get ready for a series like this, knowing how to beat Denver?
Yeah, for sure. We went through a tough non-conference schedule, and we started in Duluth on the road, which is always tough too. And I thought our guys did a really good job in Duluth of playing the right way and playing as a team and getting off to a fast start both nights. And that's going to be critical for us this weekend here too. But when you go against a rival like Denver, both teams that had a lot of success over the past few years, this is a situation where you want your leaders to lead the way in a lot of different things: preparation of the week and practices, leading up to games, and then during the games of doing the right things on the ice and on the bench to give yourself a chance for success. So leadership is a big deal, and that's why, like, when you talk about Jake Schmaltz and Louis Jamernik, they do the right things, and they're an extension of the coaching staff.
Having that momentum coming out of the Duluth series, how crucial was that to get back in the win column and pick up your first sweep of the season?
Yeah, I think it was very instrumental, coming off of Cornell. And again, like in Cornell, I thought we did play well in Cornell. Obviously we didn't get the results both nights, but I thought we did play well there to garner more than we did as far as the result. But, at the end of the day, of believing of what we are and playing to our identity, and I truly believe we did that in Duluth. And I think the biggest thing is getting off to a quick start. The games that we've lost this year, we fell behind and we had to try to chase. And against good teams, it's tough to do to come back and win those games. It's trying to lead from the front and then play your game throughout the 60 minutes. I think that was a big part of it.
How about TJ's performance, bouncing back after the short weekend against Cornell?
Yeah, you know what? I can't say enough about TJ and his weekend last weekend in Duluth. And, you know, it's not the weekend he wanted in Cornell on Friday night there, but, you know, he's a proud guy. He's a competitive guy. You could tell in the games in Duluth how competitive he is on every puck that goes to the net and not stopping on it, just competing hard right to the end. But he you know, he showed why he's a very good goaltender, you know, and I think goaltenders, you know, when you go through adversity, you really have to know what you have because of what the next outing is. His last 2 outings in Duluth were outstanding, and that's what you have in a goaltender that with experience, but a guy that's a top grade goaltender.
Players since the start of the pod to have a goal through 9 games. What about this group has made that happen?
Excuse me, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, so since the start of the pod,
Yeah.
now your team has 14 goals or 14 different players with a goal through
Yeah.
9 games.
Yeah.
What is it about this group that's given you that spread that early in the season?
Well, you know, I love that, and the fact that you know, sometimes if you have one line or one player, I think it's easy to shut down. But if you have guys that can hit the score sheet, you know, consistently and spread it out, it's a little bit tougher for the other team to focus on. You know, it's no mystery. We don't have Jackson Blake and we don't have Reese Gaber. Those are 2 very good offensive players that kind of led the way a little bit last year. So we know we have to do it by committee, and our guys are digging in and doing it, and that's a big deal. And you know what? There's going to be guys stepping ahead that are probably going to take the ball and run with it a little bit more here, probably offensively. But until then, I'm glad the way it's spread out here a little bit because that tells you that we have a little bit of depth that can score on the offensive side of it.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks.
What do you like about your team last night, kind of battling back after halftime?
That's a tough one to start with. What did I like about our team last night? I do think that we found a way when things got a little bit difficult. We did not have a whole lot of flow, it felt like, in that game, and so we did make a little bit of adjustment at halftime. Did some things that maybe we'd practiced a bit in the summer but kind of went away from in the last month as we got closer and closer to games. But they were able to make the adjustment back to what we felt like we needed. And so I do think that was a big piece. I'm thinking mostly on the offensive end there.
Yeah. How much are you putting into starting the year 2-0?
Not much. I mean, I don't think it's really about like your record. It really is about like the way you're playing. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't choose any other way. But I really do look at like what does the team need to work on? How are we doing? What's the standards we have set? Are we showing progress in the things that we're working on? So, of course, 2-0 is great. Wouldn't trade it for anything. But it's not something that we're going to sit, in the offices and in the locker room and pat our backs and say that we're good.
Obviously, you've seen Jossie play for a while, but, I mean, just her first 2 games, I think double digits both games. I mean, what does she bring to your team?
Well, she brings a compete level that I think that we're seeing, that we've seen for a long time, that we've known that she had in her, that I'm not sure that others maybe gave her enough credit for, because she has so much poise with the ball. She isn't afraid of any moment, and she wants to compete every single time she steps on the floor. And that's practice, that's games, whatever it might be. She only has one way, and it's 100%. And yeah, I mean, she's done more than I think that we would have expected a freshman to do, but she absolutely is capable of handling it.
Green Bay on Sunday.
Yeah.
Obviously, tough matchup, but just how do you feel going into it?
We're going to have to work on a lot of things. They're an incredibly talented team. They play very hard, and right now, if anyone looks, they'll play a game tonight, but they're 0-2 right now, but that they are an incredibly talented team, a team that went to the NCAA tournament a year ago, brought back about 90% of their production, and they're just solid all the way around. They play hard, and so we're going to have to really step up our intensity here these next couple of days in practice to prepare ourselves for what's going to be an incredibly difficult game. All right.